This week on the show, it's a movie whose title you can't technically pronounce right. It's supposedly The Expendables 4, but it's The Expendables. I'm Andrew Jupin.
I'm Steve Foreign Say Fordak.
Eric first.
Kaforbin Kafabin.
And we hate move 40s. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. If you couldn't make any sense of that intro, we're talking The Expendables 4 from last year, directed by Scott Waugh. And that's right. You get that A out of that title, you put a fucking 4 in there. Four.
Yeah, sure, 4.
Yes. So is this Andrew Kevin Walker's fault for 7? 7.
But the thing is, 7 was the name of the movie. There's 4 should be at the end of this.
But 7 is in. It's SE7EN. And you move the 7
I forgot
around.
about the SE7EN.
No. This is neither Andrew Kevin Walker nor David Fincher's problem. This is Fast and Furious's problem.
Yep.
What this is. Too Fast, Too Furious. Also, I'm sorry. The Fate of the Furious is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever. It's just so fucking stupid. You should have put the 8 in the title. You really did.
But let me tell you this.
You fucked it up by not doing
and
that.
then eventually they were just like, I don't know, fucking Fast 9. Just put it out there. I don't care.
Who cares?
Yeah, but at this point, you got to let me call it a saga.
I don't know.
No, well, here's the thing, Chris, with Fate of the Furious, at least it's phonetically correct. And Fate, F-A-T-E, we're doing something. This is the word Expendables, and instead of an A, you wrote a 4 because you're an idiot.
I mean, a 4 can kind of look like an A, I suppose.
Oh, I understand it, Steve.
I know. I'm just helping out.
It doesn't make it not stupid.
Sure.
The Avengers have their A looks like a 4, kind of. Right?
It does. It does indeed.
Is there a reason behind that?
No.
I am sorry. Well, it should have been okay. So then, for Avengers, Infinity. 4.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
I think when the MCU Fantastic Four movie comes out, it should be Forantastic 4. Those two F's are both 4s.
Yes.
And
because is the core of it really people text like morons? Why don't we make titles like morons?
You know they do, Chris.
I mean, I guess that has to be it. I can't stand it.
So here's the thing. I think that this is just all of a way. Who wanted this movie? Did anybody aside from us, apparently, who we love these movies? We're always talking about them, and we'll always talk about these movies. But did anyone in the world want this movie?
There's definitely guys that used to rent from Redbox that drive F-150s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
Those
see
guys.
I can see the DTV crowd, the people who are really into the VOD action market. I can see them still getting pumped about this because this is for them, this is the big one.
But what's crazy about that is a lot of those VOD action movies
look
better than this.
Much better.
Movies. It's for people, alcoholics that are trying to get their shit together, get a couple of community college credits to become gym teachers. It's the
guy who this movie is exactly for that guy. The guy who goes to Vegas and his first stop is Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill. That's the level of dude that this movie was made for.
That is what it's made for. That is correct. But they miscalculate a million things, one of which is that you would want, I Love This Bar type. You would want that song here. Sure. What you get is this dubstep, half country rap.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Where's your backbone, brother? Where's your backbone, brother?
Country country stars trying to make songs like The Weeknd would sing. Like it's
Right.
a really wild shit that and like Lil Wayne knockoffs. It's horrible.
It's incredible too, though, because Stallone, famously in our last episode we talked about that the movie is PG-13, and oh my god, how do you fuck that up? Which is a great point by us as always.
Yeah, it's what I was asking too, man.
So Stallone yet again somehow miscalculated. So he goes for the R this time.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know what people really care about? The relationship between the Expendables. Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
It's also another failed passing of the torch.
Exactly.
Well, yes. Well, apparently, and again, it's all Tribune trivia, so who knows, up is down, left is right. I don't know. But somewhere along the way, someone mentions that the script for this movie, it was intentionally supposed to be like a Christmas spin-off thing, like his character,
That would make
Statham's character,
sense.
Christmas.
Uh-huh.
It was going to be his own thing, and then it was like, I don't know, man. Maybe it just be Expendables.
Well, one of the writers on this is Kurt Wimmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, who also has The Beekeeper coming up.
Yes, he's got two credits. He's a screenplay and story, that motherfucker.
Wow. He loves it. He's a Statham head. It must be difficult for, when you think about for Jason Statham to go from playing Shaw in the Fast franchise and then over to playing Christmas in this. Like, do you think he loses weight? He has he has to figure out different things.
No.
And he's like, oh, how does Christmas walk? He walks like this. Well, how does Shaw walk?
It's the same guy, but one wears a beret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
exactly
the thing.
the same.
He's doing like
I'm Shaw wearing a hat.
yeah, or he's doing like Shaw walks like this,
Mhm.
and then Christmas walks like this. It's like Eric's right. It's the same thing. This dude, that's why Statham is in that pantheon of these action guys, I feel, right? Because that's one of the things, right? Like for most of these dudes, you're just playing that guy.
Yeah, sure.
Arnold, Bruce,
Yeah, of course.
Sly. So he
Yes.
works in that.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, the thing that's differentiating them now is just Lee Christmas can be almost in a relationship. Shaw is not. Shaw is purely escorts and a girl he doesn't call the next day.
Yeah.
I gotta
guy.
feel it also. Shaw's living a lot better than Lee Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Lee Christmas has some piece of shit.
So
New
I mean,
Orleans
it's
townhouse.
Weekend Christmas. He's Weekend Christmas.
We
Yeah.
find out that he's check the second he quits the Expendables. Oh shit! I need another job immediately.
Which is
you know
so
what I mean?
funny to me, dude, because that is the sort of the mythos of all these dudes in these kind of movies, right? It's I do it for the money, man. I'm making fucking $6 million.
Yes.
I'll fly to South
Yeah.
America and kill a dictator. And it's this dude's fucking circling one
Stallone, he's the Barney Ross character. He's a patriot first and foremost. He's paying these guys minimum wage.
Oh,
yeah,
of
that's a good
course.
point. Oh, you do.
Health insurance? I don't think so.
Up to 15 an hour. That's something. Whoa.
I heard once someone went to the doctor. His name was Pussy. That's so I don't know why you would have to go to the doctor unless you're a Pussy Christmas, unless your name is Pussy Christmas.
Well,
I mean, if you want to complain that McDonald's employees are making more than you should complain to Bernie Sanders because they shouldn't be making that much. 'Cause, I mean, you should be making more than them, but it just so happens that yes, they do make more than you.
Yeah, they should live under the bus stop, and that's who I want making my food.
Yeah, I make 6 times more than you guys do. Whatever.
Oh, Mr. Pussy goes to the dentist too. Oh, that's interesting. I just thought us men just let our teeth rot out of our mouth and then went on with life. That's funny.
Can I say that I love that we started Gaddafi's old chemical
yeah.
factory?
Yes, not his new one.
Here's the thing. Specifying Muammar Gaddafi, and it's Gaddafi's abandoned chemical plant. That's a location thing you would see pop up in a MacGruber sketch.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So you are laughing from the first frame of this movie, and not for a reason they want you to.
Gaddafi chemical plant, 3 a.m.
Right, yeah. There's 3 things I hate: Gaddafi, chemicals, and plants.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing is correct because American Sniper, they are aiming for the fucking early 90s, the late fucking Gen Xers with this movie.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, what do you remember? You remember Gaddafi, right? Yeah. Okay, we're going to Gaddafi's old chemical plant. That's the one we're going to. You remember that, right? Please.
I wish it was a thing where this dude, who's the villain of this movie, the fella from the Raid here,
Uwais.
Yeah, like this dude, like he opens up a door at this chemical factory and it's like Gaddafi's backup wardrobe and he puts it on. He's got the fucking glasses and the stupid hat and all the metal.
Or he just he like presses down and something like all this gold pops out or something.
It kind of needs a sense of humor. They're trying to have the guy playing Antonio Banderas' son be the comic relief, and I just not work.
No, sir.
You, dude.
I mean, that's the thing is this is what has how this movie fails is it doesn't get anybody. Like the 50 Cent is it, and he doesn't even do much.
Whoa, there's Megan Fox,
but she's coming back. That's not a new one.
Iko and Tony.
Iko and Tony Jaa. That's fair.
Tony Jaa. Here's the thing that pissed me off, man. It's like Tony Jaa, man. What a get, dude is awesome. So underused in this movie, and I feel like the thought I had at one point when Tony Jaa does eventually join the party here, you know. I like, here's the thing. I maybe I've said this before, got officially on the record, whatever. I have talked about my excitement for The Beekeeper. Like, I think Statham is fine. I'm not going to pretend I've seen all his movies. I don't rush out to see all of them, like, but I like him enough. And I think him and Tony Jaa just in some action buddy movie. Oh yeah, dude. Like when the two of them are raiding the boat, I was like, this is kind of,
it was fun.
Something.
They should have killed all these Expendables, live up to the time, do like a Suicide Squad thing.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
All first 10 minutes.
And then it's Christmas and Jaa, and they're getting together a new crew.
At one point, I think it's when Uwais is like threatening about a prisoner exchange. He's like, because if you don't, the Expendables will finally live up to the name. I'm like, fucking finally kill any of these people. Is it possible for any of them to die?
It should be one a movie.
No,
at least
you can't do that. That's not because everybody's got their favorite, right?
No.
Everybody's got Toll Road. Somebody's got the character poster.
There's definitely someone that loves Toll Road.
Into the mailbag if your favorite Expendable is Randy Couture's Toll Road.
If your dad has a poster of Toll Road and he drives around town buying snake flags
and telling everybody about his ear contusion. Oh, just everybody who will listen.
Well, that's because he was a wrestler, Chris.
I know. I remember. I heard the movie.
I love this toll road.
But so it's Gaddafi's old chemical plant, and Uwais and his team, who are very vague at this point, remain vague. Just fuck it up. You're not even sure like who's who or why is what. You're like, is there going to be expendable? No, not in this scene. Okay, got it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and also here's the thing: when you have these kind of cold open, set pieces that set up the villain or whatever, and I'm not seeing nary an expendable.
Yes,
it's okay if you've got like a heavy hitter, right?
Right,
and like no, shade to Uwais. Like,
no,
dude was in both raid movies. He's very talented action actor, stunt guy, all that shit. But like, he doesn't have the juice as far as like Hollywood filmmaking goes to be running a starless cold open. You know what I mean?
That's a good point because they do the worst thing. You could have decided between, do you start just with the Expendables, get the guys back in here, or do you start the plot? Do you get what the villain is doing? And they split the fucking difference.
Yes, they do.
They fucking start with with Uwais doing this raid on the chemical plant. And like, I'm not kidding you, maybe 5 minutes into it, cut to who gives a flying fuck? Barney Ross and Christopher Lee Christmas.
Hey gang, today's episode is brought to you in part by MeUndies. Now, love is anything. Whether you're married, single, focusing on your friendships, or stuck in a never-ending spiral of situationships, I don't know what that means. Well, whatever your status, everyone deserves to celebrate love. Now, while MeUndies has assured me they can't get that F-boy to commit, they can offer you insanely comfy yet sexy undies and loungewear to buy or gift this holiday. And that loose use of the word holiday in that last sentence was a stand-in for, you guessed it, Valentine's Day. MeUndies has so many awesome Valentine's Day prints, you guys, and all of their products will make you want to curl into a ball and purr with joy like Garfield the cat after a satisfying lasagna. Plus, you can match undies with your boo for an extra special holiday treat. You and them matching MeUndies. Magic waiting to happen, folks. Now, I wasn't aware that this was a Valentine's Day read at the time I selected my most recent MeUndies order, so I'm sure I'll look sexy AF this Valentine's in my all-new Spider-Man and Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine boxer briefs. Gonna be a real Sophie's Choice come February 14th. Honestly, folks, regardless of pattern, the comfort of MeUndies is out of this world. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. It's breathable, stretchy, and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. And I'm a professional podcaster, people. I will work a pair of underwear to death. So I'm stoked to be doing so as comfortably as I am with MeUndies. MeUndies also responsibly and sustainably sources their materials and is sure to only partner with businesses that care for their workers. They also function on a very nice problem-free philosophy, and that is, not happy with your first pair of undies? It's on MeUndies. This Valentine's Day, give the gift that'll always have them thinking of you and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/WHM. That's MeUndies.com/WHM for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
And it's amazing when they cut back to the chemical plant. I'm like, oh, that's still happening?
Yeah,
Right,
what
I
the
was
hell?
like, what
Yeah.
time? How is this working?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought they left. They must have left by now, right?
They're like
They're-
mid-action when they cut to Christmas.
Yes.
Like it's like, oh, we just got to the general finally.
And yeah,
This whole Sly rolling out on the motorcycle. This
Oh, yeah,
is where you
dude.
get the "Where's your backbone, brother?"
Oh, God.
This hog he's on with
Oh,
the,
yeah.
I kind of love this gigantic tire.
well, it's all fake penises. He's got the big fat cigar that's going in his mouth.
Hell yeah,
He's riding
dude.
the cock rocket,
Suck it.
sucking on it. You know what I
Suck
mean? Anything to make him look as masculine as possible.
Mhm.
That's right.
And
Just
you-
like Carlin said, dude, sometimes a cigar is a cigar and sometimes it's a big brown dick.
And having a giant ring made him feel like a man, and he's got to go get that back.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. So he goes to what do you call it? There, Lee Christmas and his girlfriend Megan Fox are having a blowout argument. We opened the door. I was just stunned. Jason Statham just wearing this leather jacket inside, huh? Like just all the time.
He's a
Just all
tough
the-
guy.
I
He's a
guess
tough
so.
guy.
I don't know. Just relax a little bit. dude.
babe, you never turn up the air conditioning. I'm always freezing my balls off in here.
It's like what are you about to host Saturday Night Live? Take that jacket off. Stay a while.
Is she his lady friend in the last movie?
I don't
know.
think
I think
so.
they're
This
in
is
the
new.
Flirting.
first.
They're
In the-
flirting in the
oh.
last one, I think, but it's not really a like. I don't think they stamp it till the very end. Like I think they are like.
Well, I guess. All right, wait, let me rephrase the question. Is Megan Fox in Expendables 3?
No,
I
don't
didn't
believe-
remember her,
No,
but
she's
I
not.
thought
maybe.
she is, isn't she?
I'm
I
looking
don't
it up
know. Let's
now.
check the old.
Or is
IMDb.
she in the Lady Expendables?
No, that was like Cynthia Rothrock was
Oh,
in that.
I think that
couple
was
other
a.
folks.
I think that's an urban legend. That movie.
Yeah.
It-
No,
it-
I saw that movie.
Really?
I 100% saw that movie. It's
It
terrible.
exists. Gina Carano's in it, right?
That I don't know. Cynthia Rothrock, I think, is like the Sylvester Stallone of that movie.
So-
Also, I realize I think I'm mixing her up, Steve, with what's her face from Buffy.
Megan Fox is not an.
Oh, that's
Expendable.
right.
Oh,
Charisma.
Jesus.
That's right. Charisma Carpenter's in the first movie.
Yes,
that's
that's
okay.
what I was thinking about.
Okay.
Got
Yeah,
it.
that's what I
Okay,
was
so
thinking about.
this is her first Expendables movie. That's interesting. I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Alright,
Yeah. This is a big name they're adding to it.
That makes even less like because
Sure.
the way they intro
Doesn't
it,
Yes.
matter, Chris.
I was just like I'm like, oh, the way they intro her, I'm like, oh, of course she's been here all the time. She makes complete sense for her to be
It
in
must
this.
have been why I thought that.
No, I
Yeah.
agree. I could have swore she was in one of these movies.
It makes
No,
sense.
no,
It
no,
makes
no,
total
no.
sense. But then like you can tell the fucking direction she was given for this scene was like, hey, Mega, I'm so happy to have you here on the set. This is great. Could you be more shrewish? Like shrew like
Well,
I don't
Chris, she's. I'm a guy watching Expendables, okay? And here comes a woman. They're
Sure.
gonna probably argue with me, right? Yep,
course.
knew it. That's what we're going for here.
I
Well,
guess
also
so.
the weird detail, like in this argument that they're having here, she drops out like that she is indeed an official member of the Expendables
There you go.
already.
Yeah,
Already.
already.
And that's why I'm like, oh yeah, okay, of course she must have been in one of these movies. Yeah.
No, and that's really bad.
It's kind of weird they didn't bring back anyone like Ronda Rousey or Glenn
Yes.
Powell or something.
Well,
Or Kellen
Yeah.
Lutz.
I get it, but also like I saw the movie, so I also get it. Like either way, like they were all so bad and they did so little with them that I'm kind of like I don't need them back. I don't.
Let's do it again, but now with Megan Fox.
Yeah, new cast.
Here's the thing, like another example of that, and I mean also we should say the other big difference is the last Expendables movie was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And this was the first one that came out, and it took more than 2 years to turn around a sequel. But
I would just like a little bit of house cleaning, like, yeah, man, ever since that mission with Ronda Rousey died.
Well, sure. And you know who you could have used that for is our good buddy Arnold, dude, because Arnold was not pleased with, like, they gave him nothing to do as Trench in that third movie. Remember, it was like, I am going to sit at the hospital and wait out the movie. Right? And so he was like, no, I don't want to do Expendables 4 because Expendables 3 sucks shit.
Good. He knew he saw the writing on the wall. He knew this would be a bomb.
And then start with Trench getting buried at sea, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no
why
one
not?
gives a shit. You have all of these extra Expendables that you're not going to use in this movie. You can kill those people off screen.
Just
It's totally
get a
fine.
giant pine box and you're done.
Especially because our Stallone's motivation later in the movie is like, yeah, so many years ago when Ocelot betrayed my team and 8 of them were dead. I'm like, what if 8 of those people were some people I fucking knew? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, no, the best idea for this would be Lethal Weapon 2, right? The fucking Expendables are being assassinated one by one. We don't know who's doing it, but somebody is going after them all. And like, I think that's kind of what Mel Gibson was going after too.
Yeah.
But in either case, they just don't like stick to it. They're like, well, wait, let's stop that for a minute and not kill anyone at all.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about we're globetrotting now. We're moving around a lot.
It would be cool if there was a picture. Stallone's like, oh man, Christmas, you forget about my old team. And then he looks at it. It's like just a horribly photoshopped photo of like him and like Henry Fonda and like just like really people that would never ever be in the Expendables. Just put them in there.
Wells.
Exactly. Oh my God, I miss my old team.
Well, the old team, remember, is it, oh yeah, went down 25 years ago. Yeah, 1998.
Oh,
it would have
that's
been 98.
Yeah,
right? Like,
ooh,
is that crazy?
Under
That-
Clinton.
that is crazy.
He's rocking under Clinton.
What
That's
was
pretty good.
happening in 98? What wasn't Slobodan brought to justice by then?
Sounds right.
I think that might have been just a scotch later. I think Slobodan was still getting up to no good in 98.
Oh wow, he's playing. Huh?
We had to extract the president from Epstein's Island because there was terrorists coming to go get him.
He kept on wanting cocktails. I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, I think he was in power till like 2000. Wow, wild.
So anyway, yeah, Christmas and Megan Fox are having this big fucking fight, and Stallone comes in, is like the awkward third wheel in this fight, and it's like he actually is the one I think that's like, at Christmas, man, may I remind you, your girlfriend is also an expendable.
Mhm.
And you're just like,
Is
all
she?
right,
And-
all right.
And it's like, all right, I'm going to leave the girl. I got a job. Barney wants me to do a job, and my job, my low rent life. When this guy says jump, I got to say how high.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, exactly, because they're best buds. They're brothers, if you will.
God damn it. This is like just turn Barney Ross into like a what was the guy? Charlie's Angels, the head of the
Charlie?
Bosley.
Yeah, Bosley. Like he's got to be the guy who just sends the Expendables on missions from
Yes.
here on
Yep.
out. Because that's what he's doing in this. And when they go to the Tainted Spoke,
Oh, dude, what
fuck
a name
you.
for a bar.
A, fuck you. But B,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
then turn his stupid fucking like tequila symbol ring, tequila logo ring that he's got on into like a major plot point because it starts off that he lost it in the bet last night and now it's on a dildo.
It's he went to here's the thing. Stallone goes to a bar by himself and gets wasted because he's 64 years old, right?
Sure.
This is what
Yes.
Barney Ross's life is like.
Right.
He gets wasted. He's like, starts picking on some small guy. And he's like, hey, you want a thumb wrestle? And he says that he lost it in a thumb wrestling match, which we are to understand was fair and square.
Yes.
And now
completely.
he goes, he comes back, reneging on his bet. He's like, yeah, but give me that ring back because I'm really strong or I'm going to fucking kill you. Like, oh, cool. Our hero, dude. Awesome.
Yes, you'd think there'd be camaraderie with going to like places called Tainted Spoke and making bets, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's all. I think all this, and I think a lot of the fight choreography, especially, is heavy duty. We're trying to do John Wick stuff here.
Yeah.
Like having this like little world that you're going to jumbo shrimp. I mean, the jumbo shrimp joke.
Yeah.
Is just like I was like, okay, so where's the big guy? Where's the big guy? And then the big guy comes out, and you think it's jumbo shrimp. No. It's actually the small guy.
Yeah.
See, that's just comic ingenuity right there.
I mean, dude, Chris Cabot, I got 3 words for you, man. Could you imagine?
Amazing. Incredible. Santa's helper, as he calls him.
Santa's helper. They call him Bite Size. They call him Yoda at some points.
And
well, that's just Jason Statham taking it for a walk, man.
Sylvester Stallone is 5'6". Shut up.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Come on.
He's Jumbo Shrimp.
He is. That is what he is.
If I was playing Jumbo Shrimp, I'd be like, yeah, well, not all of us get apple carts. So I guess, no, I'm really short. I guess I'm really short.
Is there a veiled, over the top wink here when Statham's like, thumb wrestling? Don't you mean arm wrestling?
Oh, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah. He's twisting it a little bit, the knife bit a little bit with that one.
Remember when you made bitter movies?
So that's why I'm going to get out of this one really quick.
Movies now just expendable entertainment.
Well, also, I mean, this is such a shitbird thing, again, for our hero of this movie to do, right? It's like, you buy the ticket, ride the ride, dude. You were fucking gambling, and you lost, and it doesn't matter that you were drunk. And, dude, if every drunk person got a refund on gambling, the industry would collapse.
Have
like,
some honor.
No way. But then on top of that, it's like, I'm not even going to have the guts, the fucking intestinal fortitude to go back to the rusty squirrel. What's the fucking thing? The
Tainted Spoke.
Tainted Spoke. Excuse me.
I'd rather go to the Rusty Squirrel.
Me too. Yeah.
I think I might have been to the Rusty Squirrel a couple times. But so I'm gonna go back there, but I'm gonna make my buddy put on the brass knuckles and fight these dudes.
And it's not for like, it's not like
my employee, by the way.
Your employee,
yeah,
should be kept in. But like, it's not like you had a wife who died and it's your wedding ring.
No,
it's the fucking ring you get for drinking 100 bottles of Jose Cuervo in 1 year, and you send in all the fucking receipts and you get this back.
Oh no, my Cuervo points, they're gone.
I sent in so much proof of purchase, man.
It's so fucking stupid. It drives me insane.
And he just beats the shit out of these guys with brass knuckles, and they take the ring off the dildo. And it's like, it's their prerogative to have that ring on a dildo. You know why? Because you fucking lost it, loser.
Yeah.
That's how that shit
you're
works.
a dildo.
And you are proving the fact that you're a dildo.
Also, you're like murdering, I don't know, democratically elected presidents in other countries. Go buy a new ring. You have the money.
But yeah, so meanwhile, back in Libya, this is where I was like, oh, this raid is still happening.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so Uwais here, we learn his name is Ramat. And
there's some good fights here. That throws a guy out a window and shit.
Yeah, some good shit. He has these really cool batons that have been sharpened like jail shivs, which is
it's basically
I want this actor with those weapons in a better movie.
Yes.
Raid 3. Just make Raid 3. That's fine.
But he fucking totally kills this general's whole family, right? This is why I gotta say, this movie's terrible, but it does have some moments where I was like, wow, you really did pull through on that R rating slide.
Yes.
It's like Ramat brings this dude's dead wife in, and he's like, here's your wife. Now tell me where those detonators are. I'm going to kill your kid. And this general's screaming. He finally gives up the information. He's like, oh, thank you very much. And then this dude shoots this kid in the head. And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, this movie has a villain.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
I mean, I like that, but then all that stuff stops dead because we're making fucking Dolph Lundgren wig jokes.
Why?
I guess this is because he was doing
sick at the time.
He's doing Aquaman at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess he probably needed that hair for Aquaman, and they were like, "What's with the hair? Whatever, Gunner."
Gunner,
good old Gunner, dude. Gunner, I think
is getting catfished on the internet. Is what's going on?
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
he is, dude. I need a little more of this. I need to see, like, at one point there's some downtime, like maybe on the plane, and Gunner's like on his phone, and like Toll Road has to be like, hey man, you talking to your fake girlfriend that's definitely a 55-year-old dude or something, you know?
Yeah, she just needs $150 for groceries today, okay?
Mhm.
That would be amazing. Yeah, like, but then that comes back at the end. Like, that guy's also an expendable, maybe.
That'd be great.
It's Toll Road, catfish, go get him.
Yeah. Banderas has been secretly doing catfish this whole time.
Oh, yes, that's right, Gunner. I am a fan of the long joke, my friend.
Oh, he'd be a great catfish because, you get him on the phone and you're like, yeah, I'm still horny.
But
Not like the disappointing real life catfishes.
But yeah, so this is we meet. Yeah, we see our Toll Road returning because Randy Couture comes cheap.
Oh yeah, baby. He's
that guy,
so
he
cheap.
didn't have to rake the leaves that week, so he was out there
Yeah.
in Expendables 4, you know?
They just paid him the tolls and the road that he had to drive on to get here.
yes. 50 Cent is here. What's his name? Easy
Easy Day.
Easy Day. Okay, yeah, that's stupid. And then there is, of course, the son of Antonio Banderas is Galgo Galan.
Galan,
Galan
yeah.
is the name. Yeah,
You've got to be kidding. I mean, because I mean, like he was obviously what do you call it there? For anyone who likes these movies, Banderas was a big part of why you like Part 3. If you like those movies. And either you could afford him or you can't. And if you can't afford him, just ice him like the rest of them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
This should be a lawsuit. This is sort of like when Crispin Glover was replacing
Yes!
Back to the Future too. Like you're
That's-
just trying to do the same thing. You can't do that.
I you know what? You're probably right. But I am a little. I think maybe because I know he has been going into the DTV and the fucking VOD market a lot lately. Maybe he couldn't make this one. Maybe there was one
the cash.
he was starring in. And he was like, "Oh, I'm going to come back to be like a joke for fucking Barney Ross again." No, thank you.
You're saying he's starting to make secret movies?
Yeah. Oh, he's got plenty of
Really?
them.
I gotta
Woo!
see these.
Boy,
I
there
gotta
are a
see
lot of
these.
them out there.
They're called
but-
Dial Destiny. That's one of them.
well, there was one of the yeah. That's the greatness of Banderas is that he can do those things. Is he can come in for a little spice in something like a Dial of Destiny, which I don't like, or even fucking Expendables 3, which I like a lot less.
Yeah, sure. But like, the other side of that though is like, I don't mind this other guy, Jacob Scipio. He also hilariously, he's the dude who plays Will Smith's bastard son in that Bad Boys for Life movie. He's the
Wow.
son of that literal witch. That's
And-
in that movie,
And
whatever's going on.
yes, he's British. Okay.
Of course.
I love that. He's just playing sons,
But,
and any
well-
son you can have him play.
Play a son, whatever, dude. But you don't. Like, you tell me, Barney Ross, you tell me that this character is the son of Antonio Banderas' character. I'll believe you. I don't need him to be mimicking Banderas in this way. And that's what's awful about it. Because he's just doing the impression of this character that, like, everybody remembers Banderas from that third movie because he was like the only jolt of electricity at any point in it.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think they wanted to think of a new joke. I
Yeah.
think that was really
Right.
the problem there is that they were
Yeah.
just like, we got to create a whole new character. We're trying to get this fucker out. We've only had 10 years to write this
They
thing.
did like a, search and replace character name and then add a line about it being a son. They should,
Yeah.
if they wanted comic relief, they should have gotten, who's very funny guy, huge and intimidating, Carrot Top.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh,
gonna say
that's true.
Jeff Dunham. Get him in the puppets.
Either of them.
Or Larry, dude.
any of them are ripe to be in this fucking franchise.
Why
Oh, man,
not?
Imagine Larry. Imagine they fucking like Larry just put on 30 pounds of muscle and he's in the Expendables and he's just jacked.
Dude,
Ooh,
that
would be
it would rule.
unsettling.
Oh,
No,
it-
it's unsettling.
His career would go through the fucking roof.
Welcome, my new muscle here. This is Chunk. Hi there.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't do the laugh too much because I hurt. Every day I hurt because I turn it all into muscle.
You ever crack a guy's back so hard you fart?
Hey, cool, I'm the latest expendable cake batter.
Code,
Also,
codename Dick Beer.
if Larry became an expendable, congratulations, he would be the most recent Expendable to actually die in a movie. There's no way you can let
Yeah.
a Larry the Cable Guy expendable not die
Oh,
in
he would be
whatever
f-
movie
he-
appearance.
He'd be
Just you
fine.
try. Just you try.
Yeah.
If you get him in here, they're not killing anybody. They're not doing it.
So on the conveyor belt of terrible character names, we also have Andy Garcia as Marsh.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
suit.
And poor Andy Garcia, two
Yeah.
things. One, they're like, we're looking for this mysterious villain, Ocelot. No one knows what he looks like. Oh, it's Andy Garcia. That's Andy
It
Garcia.
sure.
And then it's immediately
God
like, it's,
damn.
Yeah.
first, and also Ocelot, you can't do it because the Metal Gear Solid thing. You just can't do it. You just can't do it.
Pardon?
Ocelot's a big villain for Metal Gear Solid, and like when you hear
Oh.
that, it's very similar to Expendables enough where you're like, just don't do it.
Right.
Yeah,
Similar-
it's probably not a good. Also, I don't appreciate me thinking about Archer this whole time.
And I'm also wondering, was this like a rewrite where it was supposed to be Church, Bruce Willis, who was the CIA handler?
Yes, it was supposed to be.
Oh,
I
really?
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is also a world in which the main villain was going to be Jack Nicholson. That's what
sure.
that's
That
what Stallone
is-
wanted.
Dude, that is Stallone in Pinocchio mode, man. Look out for that growing nose. That
Oh.
guy's full of shit. No way.
We were talking to Jack about it. Jack was very interested.
There's a-
Actually,
There's a villain out on an island. He's taken over an empty basketball court, and he just sits there every day eating chili dogs.
Better movie,
Every
man.
day.
I would love to see that.
Dude, you ask Nicholson about that right now. He's like, not a fucking chance.
Yeah.
No way. It just no.
No.
Total
But-
lies.
But Ocelot, or not, his name is what was it, Brash or whatever.
Marsh.
Marsh is like, his thing is like, hey, how's your balls? Hey, how are your balls so small? Oh, your balls, you're like genital warts. Like, all this dude is talking about cock and balls the entire movie before he is eradicated.
Well, because it's like old man talk. Like when he's just saying, like, "How's your balls doing?" You're just supposed to like, "Okay, oh, buddy,
yeah.
thank
That
you so
is-
much." But
it's
then
the-
Barney has to be like, "Gravity's setting in. They're kind of low these days. How about your balls? How your balls doing?"
That's right, dude. Because you have to be over a certain age before you seriously like answer that question.
Yeah,
Right? Like you if I'm walking in and Uncle Andy Garcia is like, "Hey, how's your balls?" The response, because I'm not 65 years old, is but
Exactly,
like
yeah.
Stallone's like, "Oh man, my balls are saggy as shit."
Yeah, when you get old enough, kids, what happens is, you ever see one of those things where there's those, it's like two balls and they're hitting each other and they fly, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh,
I-
yeah.
That
No,
little cradle thing or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, the little like
Yes, that's what it is when you walk to the store. Your testicles just smashing into each other.
And they make that noise too.
They
I'm
do.
the-
you got to start wearing underwear to the store, Eric. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I like to have, commando style because I'm watching the Expendables.
I'm going the other way. I think that even gravity or no, old age or no, what this dude did in the 80s, he's got no balls left. There's just
Sure.
nothing. It is
Mhm.
Yeah.
it is
Dust.
just exactly. It is a smooth fucking racetrack down there.
Two little pieces of dot candy down there, dude.
Exactly.
That's
That's,
right.
that's all
That
that's
might-
left.
That might explain why. And please excuse me if I don't I'm an awfully stupid person here. But he says goodbye by saying, "Keep them tucked."
Yes.
I'm like, what? What does that mean? What?
Hey, great advice, Marsh. No wonder you rank so high in the CIA.
Yeah, I can't really do that because I do so much steroids that they're like nipples now.
Wait, are you supposed to do that? Was I supposed to be tucking them the whole time? I've been just letting them hang. That's all.
You know, another big mistake in this movie, especially in this sequence right here. I don't know if someone was like blindly throwing darts at a board or what, but it was like, who is the expendable in this movie that gets the huge exposition dump and the dart landed on the toll road index
Jesus
card
Christ.
and everybody sighed in unison.
Well, because everybody else has been used up. Everybody else got their chance. Finally,
Yes.
the last boy at dodgeball has to play.
That's right.
And he's talking a blue streak about Ocelot. Barney 25 years ago was trying to figure out who Ocelot was, but some people say, it's an urban legend around the old assassin game that
Mhm.
Ocelot might be somebody Barney made up to hide a fuck up he made.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Toll Road. Thumbs up, buddy.
I mean, we all expected this. I just to quickly change subject really quick. There is a shot of the plane taking off with Barney and Christmas, and I'm telling you, the graphics, the effects in general in this movie are horrible.
Awful.
Even
It's
for
a cheap movie.
even for this kind of movie, it's bad.
You want to talk about
bad.
Metal Gear Solid, dude?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
I swear to God, like I was like, I am watching a Duke Nukem intro scene when I'm seeing this plane take off.
I would kill for Duke Nukem to join this cast.
Any minute, man. That is something like with this. You know, we're gonna get a lot of shitty like Nintendo animated movies, and like live action movies are gonna suck. Get me a shitty 80s Duke Nukem movie.
Yeah, sure.
That's all I really need. Get me some squibs going. Michael Bay, if you're hearing me right now, get in on the game. It's big now.
He's
Your
hearing
lips to Bay's ears, dude.
Come on,
Absolutely.
buddy.
I'd
So
watch that.
the grab ass that's going on again, because like now we're trying to introduce this new character of Galan or whatever his name is.
Yes.
And like I don't know, like yeah, like what do you call it there? Like Antonio Banderas, like kind of funny, like, but this guy's just like, do you know what the golden shower is? And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are we talking about?
Dude,
And
you know
literally,
this-
I was so happy when Stallone was like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
just
Well,
like me,
Steve, She
dude.
squats on you and releases her bladder, and it's very liberating.
Yeah.
It's just like part of that just feels like the kid at the lunch table in high
Yes,
school
exactly.
that heard about the thing and then has to come in and tell everybody like the gross sex thing he heard about, and then you all like debate about whether or not it's real or whatever.
Originally, it was a shitting on a glass table, and Stallone was like, "You got to rewrite that."
yeah. You're getting the
Yo.
details all wrong.
Hey man, that's offensive, man.
That is a beautiful act between a man and a woman who is being paid a lot of money.
It's a beautiful act between a man, a woman, and a table. So, what is the fucking mission? The mission is they have to go to the Gaddafi hideout because they need to get these remote detonators
Yes.
because somebody stole a fucking nuke, and if we don't stop the nuke, you know,
Blah, blah,
World
blah,
War
blah,
Z.
blah.
You know, you fucking know.
But it's great because the new Expendables are trying to be known, and then like the movie's like, yeah, fuck it, here's just Barney and fucking Christmas just hanging out some more.
I do love when Stallone turns off the radio because he doesn't want to hear the fucking pee talk. He just goes, "That guy's a world-class pervert."
Yes.
That had me going. Oh man. So yes, Ramat gets this. This is where Ramat kills this general.
Yeah.
That is why, because he's got to get the codes to a safe that has the detonators in them or whatever. And as you know, this is going on, this fucking Donkey Kong Country plane is flying in here, and all these dudes start shooting at the Expendables plane, and you are fucking crossing your fingers hoping for some action to take place.
No. They of course do it fine. They get down. They get their tiny cars out. The tiny cars roll out in fashion as soon as they land.
Once the tiny cars are dumping out the back of this plane, now with all the bad CGI, it looks like I'm watching Lego Expendables.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I wish. That takes ingenuity to make a movie like that. Whereas something like this, you're just watching like, please end now.
And so, interesting bit of messaging they have in this movie. Another thing, on top of him wearing this wig for the lady that's catfishing him, Gunner has also been given shit because he has stopped drinking 15 months ago. And this is
So
where we
funny.
see he's like sober now, and he's fucking up the sniper shots right here. Like he's supposed to shoot Ramat right here, and like Expendables 4 would be over. And he hits the door instead, and it blows their cover, and yada yada.
But
This
by the end of the movie, he drinks alcohol again, like he's Popeye, and he's like, "It's good to be back." And
I know.
he can kill
Amazing.
everyone now.
It's crazy.
It is so amazing. And that's another. This is who it's written for. It's just like, yeah, I didn't make any mistake in my life. I'm watching Expendables 4.
Well,
That's right. You know what? The court was wrong, and you were right, Barney Stallone.
Exactly.
It's such a filthy, degenerate movie,
Yeah.
but it doesn't act that way. And like,
It's
it's
true.
not directed that way. And you wish it was.
It's
because
trying to have that sheen of being a real
Ugh.
movie, and you're not. Just embrace what you are.
it's you-
Trash.
these are gross human beings doing shitty things constantly. That is what you are filming. And like, you act like it's these heroes still, even though they're fucking terrible. And I'm like, no, Just have fun with it, please.
Which would be great if they were just dying in droves. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that guy, the golden shower guy just got shot in the back of the head. Oh, well, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of exciting and fun. That's a movie.
And it's hilarious if it happened while he's explaining what a golden shower is. Like, he's like, and then the lady leans over you, and just as she's about to evacuate her, and then like an anti-aircraft gun rips through the fuselage and kills this guy.
And you cut to Barney's like, I don't usually thank the villain, but I got to give him some roses for that one.
Now listen, let me tell you something that's really beautiful between a man and a woman. You get a woman who's about 5'6", 5'7", has to be no taller than 5'8". You get a table that's about 3 feet tall, about 1.5 inches, no plexiglass. It's got to be glass. You got to hear the tink. You put a dime on it. It's got to go tink, tink, tink.
I bet if you go through all of his like family photos, you could see one table in the background of all of them somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that's it. That's my beauty.
Oh no, he has a shitting table. There's no. He's not using. He's not using the same one to have guests over.
You think he's using, but I'm just saying, like, if he's having a nice little family photo,
Yeah.
I'm just rearranging the background a little bit, drags in the shitting table.
Just for
no
him.
one knows it.
Just for him to see it. Yeah.
Yes.
You'll see these videos of like, oh, Stallone's got everybody over. Like Pacino will be over there for some reason. Like you've seen that video. He's like, "Si, is that? I'm not sitting on that, am I? That's not. That's a.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Over on that table, some hooker took a great big shit.
She had a great ass, and she was shitting all over that table."
He's just looking over it, trying to find a smudge. He's like, no, it's been cleaned. Ugh.
Yeah, Al, rookie move coming over to Sly's and not eating beforehand. I always have a big meal before a Sly party because I'm paranoid about eating food off his tables.
I just get a paper plate and hover.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
The bonus is since I've eaten at home already, I have a shit ready to go in case we do something together, you know. You never know what's going to happen. It's a Sly party.
Man, you never know what's going to happen when you cast 50 Cent in a movie, such as great line deliveries like, now that's what I'm talking about, Gunner.
I mean,
fucking hell.
Theoretically, 50 Cent is the get. Theoretically. You know what I mean? Like, that is like, oh, wow, here he is. And he does nothing in this movie.
I guess... Isn't the
get Megan Fox?
No. The get is that Sylvester Stallone is still alive.
Okay, got it.
I think that's it, because 50 Cent isn't a get.
But 50
I
Cent
know he's not a get.
He's done an array of secret movies.
He has done that.
Presumably, if I'm driving around in my F-150 buying snake flags, I know who he is because of the red box machine at Walmart.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the guy that was in all 3 of them escape plan movies. I fucking love those escape plan movies, Sly.
See, Chris?
I think Stallone did more movies as 50 Cent than Oliver Hardy did with Stan Laurel. I think that they are a team.
They are a team now.
Yeah.
So that's even less of a get. You're just repairing with your partner.
Well, Curtis, this is a fine mess you've gotten us into this time.
But you know, Chris, at a certain point, it's like peanut butter and jelly. This is a nice little. I'm used to it. I enjoy it. I want my 50 Cent and Stallone because I'm buying snake flags today.
I much prefer the Chan and Tucker relationship, and I'm not surprised when Chan can land Tucker.
Yeah.
You know what I saw the other day, speaking of Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, that I think might be one of the saddest things anybody wasted their time on the internet? A fan-made poster as if trying to get people to think a Rush Hour 4 was coming out. Can you just imagine sitting down one day and making a fake Rush Hour 4 poster?
Well, I mean, of all the accursed properties, like, I mean, Rush Hour is deep evil, but like, it's not quite on the usual suspects level.
Is it Roman Polanski in one of them?
Roman Polanski's in the third one. Brett Ratner oversaw all of them.
So whatever, we have a big fucking stupid action scene here because Gunner fucked it up and now they're onto them and we're having a big chase. And I mean, there's some stuff here that's kind of funny. I do like 50 Cent picking up a dude and slamming him back and forth like a superhero.
Well, that's what's kind of
that
cool.
is
I'm like,
ridiculous
you
strength.
kind of set him up like he's the super strong guy. I'm like, let's do that then. And he does nothing else.
Nothing. Literally
Nope,
nothing.
That's it.
Until like later when he's just like, we got to get out of here because Toll Road got shot.
Yep.
He is the most animated when he's fearing for Toll Road's life. Yeah.
The third act of the movie is everyone being like, oh my God, Toll Road. Oh, Toll Road.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do if Toll Road were gone.
All my toll roads are closed.
I just remember me and Toll Road. I can't even say it.
I just remember we were talking and he brought up his contusion yet again. And I told him, could you stop talking about that? And he just started telling the story all over again. I think it's all he could say.
You know, I wasn't going to be in this movie. And then I heard that Toll Road wasn't going to make it. And I was so moved. I was like, no, I will be a pallbearer at Toll Road's funeral.
Yeah, and then I solemnly lay an easy pass onto his casket.
Now you are driving straight through and not stopping on your way to heaven. Toll Road.
He has the $9 to pay.
Yeah, the toll's on me, big guy.
I left $15 worth of quarters on Toll Road's grave.
Yeah, on his eyes for the boatman.
Oh, oopsie. I put the coins in his eyes. They're bleeding now.
Halfway through, I thought he was a slot machine, so I really let those eyes have it.
Get in there. Get in there.
But, you know, all this stuff is happening. Something. Barney's still flying around, and this is when Barney. And I mean, like, did anyone fucking fall for this? I mean,
yes, really, really dumb people.
You would have to be the stupidest person on earth.
Because when this is when Stallone dies in the movie.
Yes.
Oh man, I can't believe the red box machine killed Barney Stallone.
Oh, but you know what? I give the movie credit for deciding for the ending to bring it back instead of 10 minutes later.
That's fair.
Yeah, why
But
not?
I mean, but even just, you know what, dude? Like, because Stallone in all of his interviews, like, this is my last appearance as Barney, and that's what it's going to be. And I want to turn it over to my very good friend, Jason Statham, because he's the only one that is so differential to me that I will allow him to be a friend. And, like, that's cool. But then you die in the movie, and then
Yes.
like, you know, at the end, he's like, oh, you know, Barney, I miss you. Wish you were with us, but, you know, you're with us in spirit, pal.
I mean, would you have exactly the same scene where, like, the lady who sees Jethro Tull 27 times a year saying, "We miss you, Barney"?
Dude, that lady, that regular at the Expendables bar who is not an expendable, that lady's got a rough road. And you know what? Just don't even talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like like someone at the bar like goes to make fun of that lady, and like Toll Road's like, "Hey man, you shut the fuck up about Sally. She had a hard life." All Expendables joking around stops. Our barmaid Sally.
I will say I do appreciate this little corpse, this little like fried body that we get here with the beret perfectly on top. I was hooting and hollering in the theater.
Dude, that is a joke for a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny.
And then where in Barney's living will is it say you can lop my hand off and fucking stuff it at the bar like I'm a goddamn dog. Like I am the dog that died.
You know what? Anybody else, I think it wouldn't be there. Barney Ross, I think it might be there. You can cut up my body to decorate my bar. Absolutely. I think that's there.
Cut up my body to decorate the bar, put some new orifices in me. You can do what you want. I'll be busy in the kingdom of heaven.
Now you'll be in the League of Skeletons.
I'm just laying under a glass table saying, "Hey, St. Peter. Hey, St. Peter.
Did you happen to have Taco Bell for lunch?"
Okay, League of Skeletons. Oh, wow. I became a skeleton. I don't got skeleton voice. I got stupid meat voice still.
But he is dead. Yeah, he is dead. And everyone's like, oh my God.
Everyone is pissed at Statham because the whole thing was Barney was like, go and get Ramat, and Statham refuses because he wants to save Stallone.
Yes.
And then somebody's like, hey, cool, who's on Ramat? And the dude gets away. Mission failure.
And this is what's great is what's his face. I think at some point 50 Cent is like, it was his sacrifice to make, and then you made it worthless. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's a lot to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
know
I
about worthless.
just met you, Easy Day. So back off.
And like,
you want
Easy
to
Day-
mind your own business.
Is he in on it at this point?
No, I think
Question.
no one.
Nobody
I
knows.
don't think anyone's in on it. Not even.
no.
Jesus.
No, I don't think so. But it is funny that Dolph Lundgren, like a baby, is just like, he was never worthless. He never did anything worthless.
Oh, that's
in his
right.
life.
Yes.
Yep.
Ah!
You know, I got to tell you what I find funny is Dolph Lundgren yelling at dudes shorter to him while he is wearing a bolo tie.
Yes.
He is dressed like fucking David Byrne in True Stories in this
Yes,
scene
it's
for some reason.
crazy
No,
looking.
it's the thing when you're 16 and you have not been to a funeral yet, and then someone dies, and your parents don't have enough money for funeral clothes. They're like,
Yep.
I don't know, what do you got in the closet? Then you wear a fucking bolo tie to your best friend's
Yeah.
funeral.
Oh, Western shirt and black jeans, close enough. Get in the car.
Well, I bought these for line dancing. I guess I'll do for the funeral of my best friend.
Well, line dancing's kind of like going to worship the dead.
Yeah. I'm starting to
I
have
do-
an achy, breaky heart at this funeral.
Dude, speaking of Achy Breaky Heart and other popular tunes, maybe some people, Barney Ross included here, would find it funny. I think it's a bit poor form to have your band playing Don't Fear the Reaper
Yeah.
at your fucking funeral reception. I just think it's poor form.
All right, you know what? We've heard some things from the audience. We're gonna switch it up. All the people who died. All the people who died.
Yeah,
died.
Jim
Well,
Carroll
if
band.
that's the Expendables, dude, the song's 2 minutes long because there ain't any dead.
They never die. The Expendables, they're never expended.
At this moment, though, we do believe that finally the first expendable has been perished.
That's true.
That
Because
finally,
I don't think, like, who ate shit? Liam Hemsworth? I don't think that dude actually got his certificate in the mail.
No,
I
he
think
wasn't-
was still in the training program.
he was not official. No, he didn't. He wasn't patched in.
It was here for college credit.
Here's another thing about this whole setup. College credit. If this happens, and yeah, okay, I have a clause in my last will and testament that yes, you can cut my arm off and put it in the bar, fine. But you know what? There has to be a stipulation under that says, except that hand cannot be giving the fucking finger. Oh, we love giving the fucking finger.
And also, like, how is this thing being preserved? It still has, like, it's not a skeleton hand. It's got, like, meat on it. Like,
It
is-
smells.
It
It
stinks.
smells.
It stinks.
It's
it totally
jerky.
smells.
It
That-
needs to be in a glass little, like, you know what the Beast had in Beauty and the Beast
Yes.
when the rose was in?
Yeah.
It needs to
Yes,
be
sure.
in that.
You'll
you
get
know,
there
like,
after the bar. You know, you're drinking late at night. They're out of peanuts, so you pass around the hand. You get a little munch.
well, no, that's you're serving fucking Frito pie and it's next to this dead
Yeah.
man's hand. They're shutting you down, dude.
They
This
need-
is
Boy,
finally it.
I don't want to rain on this funeral here, but is that the arm or is that the hot dog bar?
No, yeah, they should have it in the whatever Elliot Dreisen had the fucking skeleton arm in the Terminator arm.
Yes,
in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Put it in that thing because it should be preserved like that. It's a historical piece. right there.
more chip left.
Ooh, what a dark timeline that would be.
I gotta say though, that is not half as unbelievable to me as the talk of like, well, you know what? Barney Ross, that guy who like killed everybody and like used, we'll find out later, used a man to fake his own death, Jumbo Shrimp.
Yes.
That guy has a seat reserved upstairs with the greats. He's upstairs with fucking Jimi Hendrix and the
Yep.
Angels. And I'm like, stop talking right now.
Yeah.
He is in hell
Yes.
with all of the, like, with the worst monsters. Like him and Oliver North are fucking kicking back
Yeah, you know,
and having a fucking day of it.
he hasn't missed a fucking bazooka and oops, oh no, that's a wedding. My mistake.
Yes. Like, but like, and for them to constantly talk about like, oh yeah, we fucking like we breathe death. Like, well, who cares if we die? We're gonna save the world. And then to be like, oh, but he's gonna get up into heaven with all the angels and God.
Okay, so so the twist, Jumbo Shrimp at the end of the movie, his flashback where he murders him.
Yes.
And then places his body in this. Well, not murder.
Excuse me.
He doesn't murder him.
Right. He ties him to this plane
Same thing.
alive.
This is Batman
while
Begins.
the plane is crashing.
Batman Begins logic. Yes, no, he didn't. He didn't kill him. He just arranged his murder or his death.
That's right.
His accidental death of being in this plane at the right. But then you're criticizing his height and his stature the entire time, and then you're passing off his tiny skeleton as yours.
That's what you get for trying to change the Rams game at the bar. You know, I was watching the Rams game and you wanted to change it over to the Bears game. Now you're gonna die in Iraq
He
or
killed him
wherever.
for no reason. It was
Killed
so
him for-
dishonorable.
It's so dishonorable. But like he lost a bet to this guy and then he murders him.
Dude, so Jumbo Shrimp's, floating up to heaven, and he gets to the doors there, and St. Peter's like, so what brings you to us this fine day? And he's like, well, St. Peter, you're never going to believe what happened. 3 days ago, I beat a man in a thumb wrestling contest and won a ring from him fair and square. And St. Peter's like, yep, got it so far. And he goes, and then to exact revenge, this man tied me to a plane and downed it in the middle of Libya and killed me instantly. Well, it seems like overkill to me. Oh, there he is right over there. Oh, he's one of the Expendables. He's living in our expendable wing in heaven.
That's a Christ-like death, suffering for no reason at the hands of an Italian.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, honestly, the nice thing to do would have been to kill him before the fucking fiery death.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Christmas at this point is fired because he yada yada yada. He didn't let Barney have an admirable death, and that's what caused Uwais to get out. Now the Expendables are on the hook because that's what Marsh says. And who's in charge? Megan Fox. Who would have guessed it? So this guy goes home and again, we just did the escape plan where he was like, anytime you're like international assassin, there's like, you got a go bag with hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yes.
and like all these different passports, etc. That's the point of killing people professionally. It's like, well, I guess I can't do that anymore. Well, I guess I'll be a bodyguard. Like, oh my God, what a grim life.
Yeah.
What a grim life.
You know what's kind of funny? I just realized this is the exact same career trajectory as Liam Neeson in that first Taken movie.
Yeah,
right.
He's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of the life anymore. Guess I'll be a security guard for this pop singer.
The critique back then was, these pop singers, and now it's social media influencers.
Of course, Twitch, live streamers, Eric.
Yes.
Well, I mean, guys, this dude sucks.
Well, yeah.
Sorry to tell you.
Most of them do. I'm not. We're not protecting the live streamers. The live streamers should be skewered.
Well, okay, Chris, because it kind of sounded like you were like, and now they're coming after the live stream.
That definitely sounds like something I'd say.
and I said nothing, and then they came for the podcasters.
This guy, isn't this not based on a real dude?
They're all like
this
this.
fella
They're
right
all
here.
this. Yeah, the fatfluencer. Yeah, of course.
Well, no, there's this.
I guess it's one like Andrew Tate-esque or something.
No, he's not.
There's a guy. There was a story about this guy. I read it a couple years ago. I don't remember if it was like Rolling Stone or whatever.
A heavy-set
Vice
sex
or something.
guy?
It just this fucking scumbag fat dude that was super rich and live streamed like his crazy sexy parties that he would have or whatever. And like this article was like, hey, these things are fucking horrible. And look what's going on at this party that's not being live streamed. It was something like that. Because the second I saw this character, I was like, ooh, I thought back to that article instantly. I was like, did someone else read that same thing?
That sounds like a Jake Paul type of situation. And like
it's not a person who's physically fit. I'm telling you.
That's the thing is like I can't think of one that isn't like maybe like the guys who game are bigger fellows, but I can't think of a guy who live streams that's like a big guy.
Comment below with fat sexists. And
Please,
we'll sort this
I
out.
do kind of want to know because the guy doesn't really even have it. Like you would think they'd be like real estate gigs or like dating advice or gaming. You would think one of these things would have been picked. But the thing that the fatfluencer does is he's like, oh, look at all these women in bikinis. They're fucking disgusting.
I wish he called them women.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm changing his language. Sorry.
Oh,
And then
have some respect for the ladies.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, hey, by the way, why don't you hold my side in the background, you muscle-bound clod? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, have you looked at this guy? Like,
Yeah. Well, that's the fucking hubris you get, dude, when
Yeah.
you're these like internet influencer people and like everyone's telling you your fucking shit don't stank.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You are gonna ignorantly talk shit to a dude like Statham that could easily decimate you, which is what Statham does
Yes.
with this dude's own cellular telephone, and it's kind of awesome.
And the funniest part is the chat of the live stream of all these people being like, talking about Jason Statham. Oh, he's hot.
oh, yeah.
Don't
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
with
yeah.
You gotta
him.
do it.
Someone
Yeah,
else
do it.
commented, sexy mofo. And
Oh.
then someone else said, God damn, he's hot.
Yeah. I'm glad he beat up the guy I was watching.
That's
But
usually what people.
So hot.
I mean, I guess that every time you sign up for a We Hate Movies live stream, one is going to happen on February the 1st for Flash, the Flash movie. You want some like hot dude to come in and beat the shit out of us.
It
Yeah,
might
totally.
happen. It might
Hey,
happen.
listen,
Moment.co/we hate movies.
That's right, because it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's going to happen
Sure.
by any stretch, but I'm just saying that in the world, the realm of possibilities in the multiverse, it's not impossible that during our Flash live show, Glenn Powell is going to break into my home studio and punch me in the face.
I'm gonna nip this in the bud right here. Andrew, do not do when we're doing the show. Don't do it from your pool.
Okay, good idea.
I know you have the huge pool back there,
Huge pool.
and there's all the women are over there hanging
Yeah.
out and having fun and everything. Just do not do it from there. Go to an office.
So don't yell at the bikini-clad women in my home during
Yes.
the live stream.
just
Got
don't
it.
do that. We'll be
Got
fine.
it.
Or my,
Excellent.
mouth off to my security detail, which I do have.
Oh yeah, that might be an issue though, because they are a little. They like to look. They like to stare you in the eyes.
Oh, yes.
Statham takes that sign this dude gives him and like whips it across the room really hard and fast, and everybody's like very impressed with it. But like, I need to see that thing get like stuck in a coat of armor. or
Yeah,
something,
that'd
you
be
know what I
cool.
mean?
Yeah, or a cake or something.
Oh yeah, dude, really just like ninja stars it right into a cake. Cause like he flicks it and there's like kind of a noise, but it's off screen. Like that's kind of just like a sitcom joke.
Yeah.
It is.
You
Yeah.
know, like show me it's hitting like maybe it goes to that guy's TV. I don't know, something.
Yeah, and then I mean, the whole joke is like, oh, this guy mouths off, then Christmas beats the shit out of him, and then he immediately goes back to being expendable by
Yes.
breaking into Megan Fox's house.
Right, because he had given her a knife, or he gives her a knife now. Is that what's happening?
He breaks into her
Yes.
house to find intel on whatever the next mission is. And then she's like, I can't believe this. And they have like a sexy fight sex
Yes.
thing. I cannot, I mean, like literally,
Sex fight.
I would have lost I would have lost even more money on this show this week. I would have bet anything that she was in one of these movies before. I was so
Yeah.
when I was watching
Yes.
this, I'm like, oh, they're doing their sex fight thing again. Like I've
Dude,
seen these
yeah.
movies before.
Yeah.
Well, she does this in what? Goddamn. What the fuck is that?
Transformers.
Jonah Hex or something?
Yeah.
does she do
Oh,
it
there
Jonah
is
Hex?
sex fighting in Jonah
Oh,
Hex,
oh.
I think.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I just think all these things are trying to do Haywire, and Haywire just did it 100 times better.
Yeah.
But this, I'm like, you just know that on the board, like I don't even know if there was a board for this writing. Who knows? But like, and like they saw this scene of her being like, no kissy kissy. First you eat my pussy.
But
Yes.
They wrote feminism 2 underlines on that one. They were like, this is how we get them. This is the wife crowd we're gonna get here.
I mean, hey man, it was a pretty solid move on her part. I have to say.
It is very nice.
Yeah, get going, dude. Get on down there. You know what I mean?
That's the problem. It's Christmas. I don't know. You wouldn't say Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh.
You'd say, I don't know, what would it be?
He's going to get up your chimney.
It's time for my milk and cookies.
Yeah, there's that.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would give that is the best one for sure. I think because I heard that was what it was supposed to be. This was supposed to be a Lee Christmas action movie.
Which
Was
would
it?
be so much better than
Yes.
A
Expendables.
good
Yes.
idea. A very good
When we
idea.
eventually get to the boat, we we have it for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Those 15, 20 minutes are kind of the best part
Best
of the
part.
movie, because
I
that's
agree
another thing
completely.
that's interesting when we get to the boat, which is pretty soon, I promise, but the Expendables are all locked in a room for a good chunk of the second act of this movie.
Yes. And they're like, doo-ba-doo.
You can hear the elevator music.
It kind of reminds you how much better it is to have an action movie about a guy versus a bunch of people.
Exactly, especially when all of them are invincible. It's like, oh, that's super boring. It is much more interesting just to watch Statham cut through these people.
Just one invincible person, okay?
Yes.
So she's like, okay, look, here's the deal. Yes, the mission is we are going to look for Rawat, like the dude that killed Barney and everything. Also, Barney was in the secret Tran team.
Dude.
That now, upon his death, these documents have been revealed, and it's like, we think that this guy might be able to lead us to who Ocelot is.
That's right, man. Fish bonanza.
I mean,
and like, this is just an ocelot of nothing right here.
You've got to, if I was fucking Megan Fox, he would be out of my bed immediately because we just fucked and I am just trying to enjoy my post-coital bliss here. And he's like, oh, Barney wouldn't have liked this. No, he wouldn't have liked it at all. And he just starts talking about Barney all over again.
Well, that's his true love.
Right after he came in me. Like, I just can't. I would be losing it. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Right, yeah, it's still pouring out. Yeah, he's talking about Barney.
Barney Ross, and I love him so much, and he's definitely dead.
So some of the pillow talk is about this aforementioned big Expendables knife that he gives her. And he's like, oh, yeah, here's this knife, just something to remember me by.
Don't mind it beeping, all right? It just knives beep all the time.
Listen, if you hear this knife beeping, it's mean its battery is running. The knife doesn't beep, all right?
Also, don't get it wet. You'll just ruin the knife. Don't get the knife wet is all I'm saying.
Don't get it wet because then a bunch of little knives are going to pop off it.
But yes, you are told immediately that this knife has a tracker in it, and it's Christmas looking at the screen, and he's going to follow them on the mission here. We're in the fucking plane. We meet Levy Tran as Lash.
Dude, she literally, you want to talk about getting the short straw in the Expendables
completely
universe.
Wasted, yeah.
She's a cool action person that seems like she's doing like cool. She's like a woman that knows how to do stunts or whatever. I've never seen her do anything before. But
she was in the first Purge, apparently.
She's got like a whip thing. That's why her name is Lash. That's kind of cool. She uses it like for half a second. But her thing, well, Toll Road might need a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Toll Road may need a girlfriend by the end of this one, folks.
Boy, that's a toll. You don't want to pay that.
Is there a Mrs. Toll Road?
We don't even seal that deal, though, dude. No. Like, the end of this movie, they straight up hug one another.
Yeah, no thank
Come on.
Eddie, would you like to meet my wife, Toll House?
Because she
makes cookies all day.
He hits on her, and she's like, "Oh, Toll Road," and she like puts her pinky out, like that's how big your little cock is. And he's like, "No, try twice that at least."
Dude,
awesome.
because just like how like a whale needs to come up for air every now and again. If you are not making a fucking dick-sized joke,
a sperm whale comes up for air
10 minutes in this Expendables franchise, like, it will suffocate and die.
I mean, nothing is worse than making this woman have to like be like just salivating at the idea of watching him piss. Like, she cannot wait to see him piss.
So they're locked in this area, and apparently it's like, oh, this is a Navy thing. If it gets wet, this panel will come off or whatever.
Pop right off.
Yeah.
And so somebody has to piss on it.
So Toll Road has got this fucking stinking bladder of piss, right? All right.
Yeah, I mean, you've jumped so far ahead of the movie to talk about this dude pissing on the floor. Yes, you have.
No, I'm sorry.
Because this movie is Deus Ex Piss, okay?
I'm just waiting for the piss scenes, dude.
Well, it's like they go to this fucking we're told they're in like the South China Sea at a CIA black site.
Oh, right.
and
They got to
this
get
is-
captured first. By
yes,
that.
yes, exactly. And so they meet up. This is Andy Garcia and other lady. What is this character?
I thought this was Ashley Judd, and I was really upset for a second. I was
No.
happy that I was
Oh.
really happy when I went online that it was not Ashley Judd.
No. This is Agent Boss Lady.
I think the
and-
name is
Russo.
Russo, right? Because they couldn't get Renee.
Oh, this is Lucy Newman-Williams, who is in this movie, 5 episodes of the Jack Ryan TV show.
I guess
Okay.
that's the connection.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe at an
Steve's-
industrial short for Raytheon she was in. Maybe, maybe that's the connection.
that could be. And Steve's favorite movie, Escape Room Tournament of Champions,
Oh, nice.
among other things. But yeah,
Better movie
But-
than this, I'll be honest with you.
you just kind of keep waiting for this lady to be a character because there's so much camera time with this woman.
Sure. Well, because he like now Andy Garcia is like, and because you guys screwed up last time with your little balls and your balls going left and right, now now I will join the club. By the way, I'm totally not the villain named Ocelot. Don't worry about Don't start doing movie math 70 minutes in and being like, well, we haven't seen anyone who could be Ocelot. It's gotta be me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just watch the movie.
So yes, while they are getting the like, you're gonna get a babysitter in this movie. Statham makes his way to Thailand and he's looking for Dacha, and this is where we meet Tony Jaa as this Dacha character. And this is like an interesting ass, like Tony Jaa is kind of like a John Wick dude. Like
Yes.
he's like, I've left that life behind. I'm afraid if I let that guy out, I'm not gonna get to put him back in again. Kind of all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, this guy and Statham is the movie. Like
Yes.
this fucking Lee Christmas movie probably would have been something if
Sure.
you had the Tony Jaa character.
But
in it.
also the Tony Jaa thing is like, yeah, you know, I've done so much. Like every time you kill somebody, you become less of a human being, and like all of that stuff. And it's taken me so much to get rid of this guy. It's like, oh my god, Barney is dead. Well, I guess I'll just throw all of my fucking all of my personal growth to the side to avenge some asshole that I knew.
That's right.
No,
Barney-
Yep.
And then
Barney-
at the end, when he kills like 40 people in this movie, and then Barney's like, "Yeah, man, that was a big twist." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's I gave up my soul for you, asshole.
Well, like, but like also for that to be the, like, I know, yeah, that to be the thing is weird, but also Barney Ross, soldier of fortune,
Yes.
dying in duty. How rare is that?
Exactly.
How,
Why
like,
do
how
I?
weird is that?
Why does that need to be avenged, even at all?
Didn't you expect that was how he was going to die? Didn't
Yeah, I
that
thought it's in
yeah.
the fucking job description.
yeah, what the
Exactly.
fuck?
And also, Tony Jaa should have been going to the boat with Christmas at the just like the will they, won't they of this, and then of course
Yep.
he
Yes.
will. He will.
Yeah,
He'll
he's-
show up on the boat too.
Yeah, their little boat is going up against this usual suspects big tugboat thing that we're on at the
There
end.
is a usual suspects thing. There is a
Yes.
fucking. Oh, we'll get to it, but Jesus Christ.
That movie has piss in it too.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah, you're
I think Piss should have an IMDb page so I know which movies it's in.
Oh, actually, no. Now I remember the other thing you're talking about, Chris. It's later when Toll Road goes, "Start a fucking car, you motherfucking cocksucker."
But so like they're like following behind, and yeah, Tony Jaa gives the speech about like, you know, he's never going back to that life, but he can go as far as the boat. So Statham gets on the boat. Meanwhile, the Expendables, much like the last movie where the Mel Gibson, when Barney Ross is like, I'm gonna take my own team and blah blah blah, and they get captured immediately. That happens exactly
Right.
here.
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Yep.
I've
And it's like-
seen this movie before.
And instead of doing it in a building like last time, it's on a boat. This time.
There you go.
There you go.
We're making some jumps here.
Expendables
Yeah,
on a
what was-
boat.
That third movie, it's Mel's thing was like, it's like an old hospital or a casino or something.
So-
yeah,
Yes.
this is a boat.
Very clearly, in the next one, what they got to do is get one of those 5-tier airplanes and just do a fight on
Yes.
each level.
Yes.
The spruce moose.
I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to get another one of these. This
Damn.
tanked.
Yes,
and, and
that's-
obviously right now, Stallone is not in most of this movie because, hey, Tulsa King's filming up the street.
So is that what
I'm guessing.
did it in
I've
for him
no,
being in the movie?
I have no
Yeah.
idea, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah. This is also like, I don't know, Expendables. I thought you all were supposed to be like the best in the business. They jump onto this boat and they're like, huh, no one's here. What's going on? And like, at no point is anyone like, well, they gotta be somewhere. They're just like, their reaction is more like ghost shit.
Yes.
They're such a Mickey Mouse team. It's pathetic.
No.
Sad.
But yeah, they do get caught like immediately because they turn a corner and there's where the dudes were all hiding.
Yes, they say
here's all the machine guns.
Ghost ship. It's a ghost ship. There's a guy like right under the computer next to you with a gun, and you don't notice this.
It's awful. I mean, also just because you got to point out whenever you guys have these, point them out. When you think you've hit the lowest of the low with the CGI, and it is, for me, one of them could be right here. This big establishing shot of this boat looks straight out of like a GameCube game.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's truly terrible animation right here. Awful stuff.
So Statham gets on board and he immediately, there's this guy who, it's kind of a diehard moment. Like he gets caught and he's like, oh, hey guy, we're supposed to be doing stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He's like, oh, Colin, what are you doing here? The guy's like, Colin.
And like, he's like, oh, okay. So I guess we are working together. And then fucking Statham just fucking puts a knife in his throat.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I you know what? I could take a lot of deaths. I could, to be fooled like that right into my own death. I'd be like, oh, you know what? I deserve this.
Oh,
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? This is on me. This is my fuck up. You know what? You should have stabbed me in the throat. You're right.
Yeah, let my soul rot in the nether space forever. I deserve neither heaven nor hell.
Could have
because I died so stupidly.
Could have blasted your brains all over the ship container and ruled the day, but nope, just got a knife in my throat.
And around here is when Ramat gets on the phone with Russo. And tells her that he is willing to do a prisoner exchange. We've got Marsh, which is Andy Garcia, and it's like, oh yeah, if you give us this other dude who was like our brother in arms or whatever, I'll give you back Marsh and we can all get on with our day.
Yeah.
So that sort of like gets sort of set in motion. Also around here is when Lee Christmas sees, oh, that clever son of a bitch. Like,
you sneaky
like they
little
are
sausage.
modifying. Oh yeah, we're modifying the ship to have all sorts of American flags and you know, all over the place, and they're singing the fucking national anthem because this plan is blow up a bunch of shit in Russian waters.
Exactly.
And start World
And
War II.
because you, the audience, are the dumbest people ever, let's pan up to show that there's a Russian satellite that might see this.
But he shot where he literally locks eyes with a satellite space.
He squints to look at it. He's like, is that? Yeah, that's right.
You're filming off the shores of Miami. You have to do something. Like
I love that. But also like the idea that, oh man, they're gonna frame America by putting American flags on this boat that is going to have a nuclear weapon explode on it. The flags don't matter any. You know what I mean? Like who is finding the evidence of this cloth flag after a nuclear bomb goes off?
You're right, Steve, because the funny thing is I was about to make the argument like, well, Steve, there's like video footage or whatever, but they're doing this mission in the middle of the night.
Yes.
So like you probably wouldn't be able to film any of the fucking flags anyway, so nobody would have any idea what's going on.
Fake wooden planes to look like an aircraft carrier?
Yes.
Come on.
This is like plot that the fucking Little Rascals would be a part
like
of.
Maybe
we're gonna make an American battleship.
Maybe some charged F-22s or something would show up in the wreckage or whatever. But you're made about a fucking wood?
It's not so sneaky, little sausage, if you ask me.
No. It's bad sausage.
So he's like trying to find the rest of the Expendables. This is when the Expendables are figuring out how to escape their room, which is gotta piss on it, dude. Gotta piss on it.
Yep. Just mark your territory. That's how you win any battle, is just marking your territory. So Toll Road, of course, whips out his huge hog and pisses all over this thing.
Yeah.
And Lash is like crawling past people to see it. Like trying to get people behind her so that she can get a gander at this dick. And they won't let her, and she's really pissed. But it does work. The thing pops right off.
It does. And then Antonio Banderas' son runs right in, and it's like, I think he really does like golden showers.
Oh, we should say this character, who is total garbage, Galan or whatever his name is, has been silent the last 20 minutes.
That's right.
Because he refused to speak after Barney died.
Yeah, he loved Barney so much.
Who on earth could give a shit? Like, no one, you don't even notice it when they have to tell you that he's not talking because no one wants him to talk to begin with.
Yeah.
Honestly, Steve, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Dude.
Exactly.
Like, this guy was shutting the fuck up. I forgot he was even in the movie. It was exquisite. And then, yes, it's like, yes, let's run through piss.
and second to being fooled by the Die Hard scam by this son of a bitch Lee Christmas would be me watching Lee Christmas beat the shit out of somebody while he puts a machete in my skull.
That's kind of funny because they are watching the video of him beat the shit out of the influencer, and the guy says, "Oh man, I'd really like to meet that guy someday."
Oh, yeah.
And then that very guy stabs him in the
hey
throat.
guy!
Again, another dude whose soul is rotting in the nether spaces because you died really stupidly.
Yes. Just oh man. That's limbo. You don't get to go anywhere for that one. You're stuck there.
I do like when Christmas and Daka run into the room here, like they've just missed them escape through the piss tunnel. And Lee Christmas, like Wolverine himself, is just like, you smell piss. Yeah, Tony Jaa has to be like, yes, Lee Christmas, I do smell piss.
That smells. Oh, yeah, that's Toll Road.
And wait a minute. He didn't have anything for breakfast.
Although 2 nights ago, yes, asparagus 2 nights ago.
Still warm.
Yeah, so like it's one of these like, oh, are they ever going to find them? And you think, I don't know, I guess I sort of made the assumption like they would be cold on the trail for more of the movie. They literally like turn a corner and find them in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody's like meets back up and you're like, all right.
And they're like, all right, we're going to have to work together. We're all going to be a big Expendables team. And I watched 2 movies yesterday. Not back to back.
Yes.
I watched 2
do
movies
it, Steve.
yesterday. And one was this movie, The Expendables 4. I watched this in the afternoon. And then at night, we went out to dinner and my wife and I wanted to watch a good movie.
Yep.
So we watched Anatomy of a Fall.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I cannot believe this worked out. Are you fucking kidding
I'm
me?
literally not kidding you. 50 Cent's pimp prominently exuded in both films. I'm not kidding.
That's incredible.
That's so good.
And you wouldn't think of it, even Anatomy of Fall, better action movie than this.
Truly.
That's actually true.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. There is something about, man, 50 Cent, you're in this movie,
Exactly.
dude. That
Well,
sucks.
that's the thing. No, you know what? A tip of the cap to him because he did what Mark Wahlberg wants to do all the time.
Yeah.
Which is just go push the self-promotion into like truly like degenerate behavior. Like to be like, use my song that's fucking like so fucking. It's not even a new song. It's not even a new 50 Cent song.
It's amazing because in Anatomy of a Fall, the point of that song is it's so fucking annoying.
Yes.
That it makes you believe that she might have killed her husband, and you're on 10th hooks like, well, he did play that song quite a bit. You know what I mean? You're like,
He deserved it either way.
oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I can't believe that you watched both of those movies.
I was
That's
stunned
awesome, dude.
when it started playing. I was like, that's not
What a
true.
great year for movies. It was actually a pretty good year for
it was.
movies.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think Anatomy of the Fall is using like an instrumental remix,
It is.
but it
Yes.
stands. It still stands. That is like, I mean, what are the odds? Think about all the movies you're gonna watch yesterday. I can't believe this.
I mean, I do think I thought it was very well used in Anatomy of a Fall. I who cares? In this, it's just kind of like a diversion. I thought it was, I didn't like its use in Killers of the Flower Moon.
No, that was a little much.
I thought that was a little bad. I like Jack White. I thought he was a good actor in that scene, but I thought it was a little tasteless to have that riding over it.
Oh my God. I was just looking because someone said something about filming in Miami, and I was looking at this, and they shot this in London.
Oh wow!
And
I would have guessed Bulgaria.
Bulgaria
Yes.
is the other
Matt,
place.
really?
cool. That's awesome. So yeah, that 50 Cent song is used on a forklift with a
Yes.
corpse as a distraction.
Yeah.
And
And it works. It works very well.
It
There is a
works.
great the distraction, of course, is an explosion, to which or no, all right, who says this? Because it's just a great, and by great I mean poorly delivered line of, "Oh shit, bomb."
I don't know.
because
Could be any of them.
This is around where they find the big Oppie-esque nuke that's in the boat,
Right,
and this is
yeah.
like, you forget, I guess, that like Toll Road is the explosives guy, because all of a sudden, like, I mean, honestly, this movie, this is Toll Road's time to shine. He pissed on that door, and now he's the guy who's like looking at the bomb, and he's like, oh, there's all these fail saves, and the only way we can turn this off is if you have, you know, the kill switch. And he says, very importantly, this kill switch, the nature of it is such that like it's a distance thing. The person still has to be on the boat with it.
Yes.
I my favorite line in this whole movie is in the piss scene when he's about to take the piss and he turns around and says, you know, privacy. Can you please turn around so I can perform this miracle for you?
And it's great because you've got 12 dudes with HGH running through their blood, and they're all totally indistinguishable of each other. And I guess even this one dude, like, who's like kind of a heavy, I looked up, he's just a stuntman.
Is this the guy who's Ramat's number 2?
Yeah,
right
who
there?
like stabs Toll Road a couple times.
Yeah.
And this is when Lash and who's the other guy that joins up to, it's Lash and somebody else.
Tony Jaa's character.
Yes, they dispatch
Daka.
dispatch of him, which is pretty.
It's a pretty good like this
Yes.
again, because it's like nobody who's been in Expendables movies before.
Yes,
I'm watching like in this fight, and I'm like, hey, these two are great at fight choreography, excellent. And then this dude gets kicked off a ledge and cracks his head open, and it pops like a grape, and it's great.
Yeah, it is great because it's a great, like, the shot, like, you see the hole and then you watch him fall down the hole and then you watch the blood. It's kind of great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it works out really nicely.
And then the next
Also-
2 hours are figuring out if he actually did do that or if not. And then there's
That's right.
the dog is
Yes.
heavily involved.
And because they're in international waters, they have to be tried by the UN, which is in French.
Yeah, everybody talking about this fucking RDJ winning this awards. Give the fucking award to that dog.
Yes,
The dog in
Snoop?
Anatomy of a Fall, the fucking
Yeah.
best actor of the year.
he already won the Palm Dog.
Not enough. I need another one. You
I
know what?
agree.
You created a fucking box office one. Create a dog one.
I'm with you, Chris. Let's get some new award categories, and one of them is dog acting.
Dude, just do it all. Dog, cat, horse. Horses have
100%.
big ears.
Yeah, get a duck in there. Who cares?
It'd make as much sense as box
it-
office achievement award.
There's at least one duck in Poor Things. You know, you
Yes.
find your fucking
Oh,
candidates
that's
where you
true.
can.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing about these action scenes now is like you just have to figure, because you can't. They're all just killing faceless nobodies, like, which
Sure.
is fine, but it's also like poorly lit, poorly filmed, poorly edited, poorly shot. So it's really hard to figure out who's doing what.
Yes.
So you only have little glimpses of things here. Like Toll Road pulls a grenade off some guy's vest, or like the pin off the vest, and leaves the
Yes.
grenade, which is good. This is where Gunner, it's this fucking like Dolph Lundgren acting in a different movie where he is
Yes.
holding this flask like, oh no, I think oh fine, fuck it. He's like chugging this shit, and then it's like da 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 da, and
It's
dude,
so
he gets
funny.
like madness in his eyes, and he
Yes.
starts like perfectly killing.
And
Yeah,
you'd
like
think-
headshots everywhere.
You'd think you'd be loving this part of the movie, but honestly, it does, because what you were describing, Andrew, it gets a little boring because it's like,
Yeah.
who's shooting what? What's there? What's that? The sky's fake. Where am I?
Yeah. Because the
Yes.
effects suck. Like you use like the smart thing they learned here, and thank God for John Wick on this one, is that like John Wick did really push all action movies. You have to have a choreographer now,
Yeah,
and
good.
they
Oh,
better
yeah.
be good. There has to be some clarity because that's the benchmark they set, is that they're good at that. So that is good, but like the actual surroundings are so dark and like there's nothing really distinguishing them, that I do kind of fade out. I do see what you're talking
because
about. Eric.
you're on a boat. The boat itself is as a scene is very monotonous. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sort of
Right.
like you're on this part of the freighter, you're on that part of the freighter. There's not, you know what I mean? It's not like even a building
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, you're in the kitchen and you're in the fucking
Right.
on the skylight.
Yeah,
you know
look
what I
at-
mean? Like,
look at Under Siege. I know that's a different kind of type of boat, but like
Yes.
that boat was an atmosphere. It was part of something. I'm guarantee even in Bulgaria, you can get a container ship and figure it out. You know?
You're totally right, dude, because this like that boat in Under Siege, great movie, is one where it feels lived in, and there's different areas of it. The boat in this movie feels like when you were playing like a one-on-one or a fucking whatever, a multiplayer GoldenEye round, and you pick the boat,
Yes,
and you're just walking around an empty ass fucking boat. That's more what this feels like. Everything's gray and nobody cares.
The most like action-y, I guess, part was when Christmas was using that motorcycle with a gun on it.
That's amazing.
That's motorcycle guns all pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Motorcycles on a boat, much like space horses on spaceships in Star Wars.
And that's the other thing too. Like, we're lighting off grenades. We're doing. I'm like, I don't know. Isn't anyone like, yo, dude? Is anyone gonna sink this boat? Like, I'd be kind of nervous about that.
I would be.
Very true.
Yeah, that would not be. It gets kind of crazy. I don't know if we even touched on this, but they're bringing in the guy who can name Kaiser Soze.
It's so stupid.
And they're touching down, and this guy's in this orange jumpsuit, and he gets out. And, of course, sees Andy Garcia immediately. He's like, oh, that's Ocelot right fucking there. And he's like, oh, no. And he immediately shoots him.
And then it's like, this is Ocelot revealing himself to be Ocelot. And again, if you got kicked in the head by a horse, you're totally fucking shocked. But anyone else, you're like, well, who the fuck else could Ocelot have been?
I finally found the character's name in my notes. So the dude they're making this prison transfer for, the guy is Fen Leong Bai is the character name that they give, and he's the dude that can identify Ocelot. And man, it is a huge laugh riot for me, at least, seeing this guy's eyes go bug-eyed when he's like, Ocelot.
Yeah,
just gets shot in the face.
Andy Garcia says, bye. His name, his last name.
I'm telling you, it's Ocelot.
We also have Ramat versus Christmas is around here, and this is like going on at the exact same time that this chopper is landing or whatever. And this is, I mean, it's decent enough, like, because Ramat's got the sharpened batons. I will say though, where they're fighting on the boat, and because it's like a climactic, hero versus villain fight in an Expendables movie, this part really has echoes of the Stallone JCVD fight in part 2, like their big ending fight. Similar, like it feels like it's happening at a Terminator factory. There's definitely like different levels of metal staircases and platforms and shit. It felt very like you should have picked a different location for this, but it's still a decent fight.
Right.
Jamming this fucking axe into this dude's chest.
More great.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. But yeah, that's what your eyeball is doing, because you're like, more. This all looks the same. Excellent.
And then Andy Garcia is like, do I really have to say this? Hey, Stuart, do I have to? So that's the script. That's all right. No, then all right, fine. You're like genital warts, Christmas. That's what you are. Genital warts.
You're always showing up where you're not wanted and refusing to go away.
That's what's great, is he then has to because it's so stupid. He's like, fuck, now I need 2 follow-up lines explaining my insult.
You see, when you're diagnosed with genital warts.
And to be clear, I've never had genital warts, but I'm assuming that genital warts come in and bust up your big deal that you have.
You're like genital warts because first you're like really scared that you might have a life-threatening disease, and then you're like, oh, thank God it's only genital warts. But then at the same time, you're like, this is really inconvenient.
Jesus Christ.
You know who I don't think ever had genital warts? The famous handsome actor, Andy Garcia.
You know what? I'm going to call up my doctor and get his say what he thinks genital warts are really like. Yes, Doctor. No, Dr. Feedstein. Yes, could you please just talk to this man? Okay, he's hung up. I'm sorry.
But yeah, he keeps calling him genital warts. And then there's like, it's amazing. So Toll Road has been stabbed. Ladies and gentlemen, just out of Dallas, Toll Road has been stabbed.
Close the school.
And First Lady Lash, she is taking him to the hospital.
And it's just amazing because, like, what do you call it there? Like, 50 Cent at this point has to just be like, he's the only one who has to be like, but guys, Toll Road, he's bleeding out. We have to get him to safety. And like, so this is when they're like, oh, we can go off Tommy Jaw's boat, which is still being tugged from the other thing. And they're like, all right, great. And everybody gets on.
Yes. Let's escape a nuclear explosion in a little boat.
Yes.
Which also later on, let's escape it in a helicopter. Another bad idea.
You know what, dude? Step on it.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Outrun it.
Did you ever think about stepping on it, Eric?
Fuck. Sorry, I forgot it. I forgot about stepping on it.
But yeah, they all go, and then there's this thing where Jason Statham's like, "It's actually my movie," and it's like, I'm gonna save the day, make my sacrifice count, and he goes back to fight Andy Garcia,
right? To turn the ship around, to not implicate the United States. Thank you very much.
Which is kind of funny because it's like, thanks a lot, British guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good job. Thanks for taking care of us. But yeah, he comes down and Andy Garcia's like, come on, mano y mano. And you're like, he's got a gun. Well, he's got a gun.
I'll tell you what, though, Chris, fuck this thing. Because speaking of shit that sounds familiar, that's exactly what Stallone and Mel do in that last movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we just do a fist fight like old times.
Stonebanks.
Yes, the very same.
Yeah, Marsh is not quite as good as Stonebanks, but Marsh is about to blow his head off until he is, and I am not kidding.
Oh, dude,
annihilated by a Gatling gun.
It's good.
It's kind of worthwhile.
Yeah,
it almost makes this movie worthwhile because he is turned into spaghetti. It's fantastic.
Oh man, it's awesome. This dude just crumbles.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Doctor Strange put a spell on him or something. It looks like magic was involved. The way this dude's body falls apart.
It's amazing, yeah.
And the reason that your uncle had the heart attack and died is because the person using that Gatling gun is Sylvester Stallone.
Dude.
Barney Ross is back. He is there to save Christmas. And Christmas I love this. He gets on the helicopter like you're getting into like a Toyota Corolla.
Yes.
Like he just swings his legs in like it's very easy there.
I'll tell you this. I mean, so this is like your big moment, right? Like Barney Ross is alive. Sylvester Stallone. Here comes the cavalry. Blah, 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 blah. It's amazing that they fuck up that it's like the reveal
yes,
of Barney
it's
is like,
bad. It's poorly directed.
Yeah.
He gets again, Garcia turns to jelly and then Statham looks and when Statham looks, the cut is it's either before the cut, he says something like, who's that? Or he says nothing. And then the cut, you let Stallone come into frame and it's revealed and you have a big music swell. The way it happens in this movie, Garcia turns to jelly, Statham looks out, and they don't cut away to anything, and Statham just goes, Barney?
Yes.
And that's the reveal that Stallone's still alive. How do you fuck that part up?
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm alive. You're welcome.
Statham yells out, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, exactly. How did you screw this so horribly?
And then he's like, yeah, I faked my death. And by the way, that guy at the bar I'm psychotically obsessed with, well, he was involved.
First my obsession started out small. I would go to the parking lot and write down his license plate repeatedly, man. I'm talking repeatedly. And then one day I was like, what if I use this guy to fake my own death?
He beat me in a thumb wrestling war. Why not kill him?
Oh, man.
Unreal.
Yeah, just like our hero, folks. This guy, like, you see this man still alive. Like, yeah, maybe this guy's an asshole, but like, that guy had a family. He probably ran a nice motorcycle shop in town.
Yeah, why does he have to die 6,000 miles from where he lives?
That's true. You're running at the Tainted Spike and what was it? Tainted Spoke was the bar?
There it is.
Yeah,
and then you die in Libya outside old Gaddafi's old chemical plant.
Dude, and like all the guys like back in NOLA at the bar are just like, oh yeah, you hear what happened? Our short little friend there got iced. Yeah, oh, what happened? Drunk driving, he OD on some Fent in his shitty apartment. What? Oh, he was killed in a huge plane crash in Libya. What?
You know that bar down on Sycamore? Yeah, they got his hand there, just hanging out in up on the bar with a ring. I don't know.
But it's all right because it's giving the fucking finger.
Awesome.
That fart.
That fucking rules.
So the whole thing is like Stallone's like, "Hey man, where they keeping the bomb in the ship?" And Christmas is like, it's to the back there. And Stallone like uses this helicopter gun to cut this boat in half. Which, like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's
how
well,
the
he does.
Titanic
He
went
basically.
down.
Yeah, he does like a super Titanic because it takes it takes the Titanic a while to split in half and go.
This is 20 seconds.
It's like 20 seconds. Yes.
Yeah, we ain't arranging no deck chairs on this.
Well,
I'm the king of the world.
I mean, it's genius dumb guy thought. It's like, well, bomb the bomb and it will be fine.
There was definitely room on that plank of wood.
Oh, and we're only gonna kill what, like 100,000 whales?
Oh, dude, I mean, like
Nuke the whales, dude.
literally.
something.
Whatever happened, whatever absolute geological disaster this was.
This is how you get Godzilla, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody's going swimming ever again. This is
Mhm.
it. This is the end of going into swimming in oceans.
But then immediately it's like, I need a drink. Yeah.
That's what's crazy about this. We cut back to this dumb bar. You do not have a scene where the rest of them realize that he's still alive.
No,
It's crazy.
they're just
What are you doing?
They're just happy about it.
That's why I
dude.
was like, wait, is this all part of the plan and Lee Christmas didn't? No, it's just a stupid movie.
no, they should just do the fucking the end of the Rock. Like he's still dead, and they go ahead, go live your life, Barney.
Yeah,
Rock. Do whatever
That's
the
what
fuck.
it should be. Like, he's still dead. Exactly, dude. And he fucking toots off on a
That'd be
motorcycle
awesome.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But instead, we're having another reception at this bar. It's a "we're glad you're not dead" reception, I guess. And let me tell you something: the air conditioner is on in this scene.
Oh Jesus, that is so fucked up. Like
I couldn't believe this, man.
after like, dude, you go through all the fucking Megan Fox is known for like being like, it was a little weird that the camera was all the way up my asshole in
Yes.
Transformers.
Uh,
That was a little strange. And then you say like, can we get some nips? Give me some
little
nips.
nips.
Uh-huh.
Give me some nips. I want some nips for this scene to really fire up Lee Christmas to
Well,
really want to take you back.
For all the guys driving around their F-150s buying snake flags, this is
Sure.
like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're seeing something.
Of course it is, but like generally when these moments happen in movies, it's kind of like I was just nature and whatever. It happened.
Mhm.
This is like each of them had an individual fan turned on
Yeah.
them,
Yes.
and they were only taking off the set right before someone
They
called
should be in the
action. You know what I
credits.
mean?
They should be in the credits. Listed actors.
And those snake flag guys, can't they just watch Jennifer's body and not pay attention to the movie?
No, it makes me mad and confused.
Every time. I've watched it several times.
Because I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna kiss? And then it's like, wait, this isn't enough. Wait, what?
Chris Pratt, what are you doing to my beautiful Pratt?
Is she the Uwais the bad guys?
I got to rewatch that. Give it a fair shake. That Jennifer's Body.
I never actually saw it.
I saw it years back.
I know it's got that reeval
Yes,
like over the
that's
last
why-
5 years or so.
Made
I
me-
think it's a
made
good
me
movie.
Curious.
I think it's a pretty good movie. I don't think it's like great or anything, but I think it sets out what it's going to do and it does it well.
You know what I think is totally great? Ending this movie with the boys are back in town, and then while the boys are back in town is still playing over the credits in loving memory of Michael J. Duthie. Oh
Okay.
yeah, dude. If it's a bad movie, you better believe someone's getting a death dedication.
Who's it, a stuntman or something?
I don't know. I looked up crazy credits on IMDb, couldn't find anything.
Oh, nobody tagged this one? That's funny.
I could have sworn some sick fuck would have put it. Let's see, I searched him here. So
He's a
looks
film
like
editor.
editor passed away in 2022.
Damn, we could have used him on this one.
Yeah, really.
Edited. Wow, actually, look at this. Edited Universal Soldier. Edited
good movie.
Stargate.
Ooh,
He
nice.
edited the Expendables 4.
Emmerich's guy.
Oh, he was. Oh, so he was the edit.
Yes.
He was the editor for this movie. There it is. Yeah. A Mechanic Resurrection.
I feel like it is Thin Lizzy singing "Boys Are Back in Town," but
Yeah.
I feel like they asked like, "You got a shitty version? You got a version where like the drum fills weren't finished yet? The fucking the guitar was like only half tuned because like it sounds like a shitty version of it."
It isn't this bad, and it's a band I also like early stuff on, so I'm not slamming them or anything. But I believe the band Everclear has a lackluster cover of this
I
tune.
believe it.
Oh yeah, I'll believe that too.
I think it's them. But there are, I mean, regardless, there are definitely bad covers of this song.
Oh, for sure.
But I mean, we're going for all the big hits, dude. Pimp, this,
Yeah.
you are gonna want to buy this soundtrack
Oh,
album.
absolutely, dude.
At gunpoint.
Mundo, put out the vinyl. Come on.
There it is. But that is the end of Expendables 4, aka Expendables. Go around the horn here for some final thoughts. Eric Siska.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not good. It's not really a recommend. Maybe a light recommend. I think it's better than the third movie for me. It feels a little less convoluted because we get Christmas on the boat, and it's a little more lean in that way, even though it's trash. And it's 20 minutes. It's over 20 minutes shorter than Expendables 3.
Yes, I was pleased to see this come in at like $1.45 or whatever.
So I recommend it compared to Expendables 3.
Sure. Chris Cabin.
Yeah, don't foresee it. Don't do it. It's terrible. I get, you know what? I prefer the third one, I think, because you know what? Mel Gibson's still a star. Like I watch and I'm like, he comes alive for a little bit. I watch this, there's just fucking nothing. It's just like, oh God, a half good fight scene. Yippee. I don't have those.
Right, but does Mel turn to jelly at the end of that?
He does not turn into jelly, but it's digital jelly, and I don't appreciate that.
Sure.
But you know what? Yeah. They're all essentially the same. They all fucking suck. I didn't appreciate watching this one, but we did it for the show. Hey.
There you go. Steven Sadak.
Yeah, unless you are in a movie podcast and you have to you want to talk about it, I think that you should watch this movie. I think that there's no reason a human being should watch this movie unless maybe if you are in the middle of a divorce and you want to feel again, possibly.
There's plenty of those guys.
Yeah.
Have at it, dude.
I don't know. I guess I'm leaning more towards with Eric here. I think I'm a little bit of a light recommend, even though it is CGI blood and shit. It was nice to go back to having these movies have like fun violence in them.
Sure.
And shit like the motorcycle guns. Like it definitely has its moments. None of them have to do with Sylvester Stallone. None of them really have anything to do with this being an Expendables movie. I think it just this movie, if anything, kind of just goes to show like this series is totally done and that's fine. And you should team up Statham and Tony Jaa and make some fucking awesome movie that I would enjoy watching, and make sure to have it be rated R. Also, I still just cannot get over, and I'm going to be thinking about this for days, the fact that Steve, you guys watched both of those movies yesterday. I still,
I do
just
my jaw was on the floor when it started playing an Anatomy of a Fall. I was like, what?
Doesn't it open the movie?
It almost does. Like it's
just about right.
Yeah, like there's a dialogue scene and then it starts to play.
Man, that French prosecutor should have brought up the fact that was also in the Expendables 4.
Your husband is playing movies from. Hold on, let me check my note. Expendable 4.
And you did not recognize it?
Well, see, if anything, though, that would be a movie about, your husband's a fan of Expendables 4. He definitely murdered his wife.
Yes.
How that would
Check
go.
out Anatomy of a Fall. That's the recommend for this week.
Yeah, actually, totally.
Great movie.
But that is going to do it for this episode on Expendables 4. If you would like more We Hate Movies, of course, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/We Hate Movies, where we have this month a We Love Movies, all about Golden Globe winner Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Out now, a convo, a lot of funny stuff, a lot of film appreciation stuff, and just about the length of the motion picture, but not quite there. So we have that out right now. And also, we got a wild AD this month on the since canceled Netflix cartoon Agent Elvis, if you can believe that's a fucking thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was for about 2 months.
Yeah.
God for that.
Netflix. Of course, Melrose 210, and the Nexus, of course, will be out. The regularly scheduled programs on both of those. And Eric, we're talking about somebody on the Glebe Glossary.
We are talking about the forgotten and dropped Star Wars character Lady Valarian, but don't worry, we settle a bet on the show. It's a very exciting episode.
It's a great episode.
Oh, yeah. You're going to want to catch that, of course. And I should say also, if you are a subscriber at the $8 level or up, that means you're likely listening to this ad-free on the Patreon. So if you're one of those folks that does not get down with commercials, boy, do we have a solution for you. Patreon.com/WeHateMovies. Now, Steve Sadak, if I have my calendar math right here, there's yet another week where we're talking about some movies that were shitty from last year. Is that right?
That's right. Unlike last year, we counted the amount of weeks correctly this time around.
That's good.
Remember that happened when we had to do Black Adam?
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
oh shit, what do we do?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, cool. I didn't know we counted right. That's great to hear.
Saw X, the 10th
boy.
Saw film.
Wow, that
There
is
it
exciting.
is.
But by the way, also remember the February 1st, that Thursday night at 9:00, we're doing a live episode on The Flash.
Yes.
So you can
That's right.
tickets are available now, moment.co/WeHateMovies. And we will be in Atlanta, Georgia, April 25th at the City Winery. We will be at the Houston Improv on May 14th. We will be at the Austin, Texas Cap City Comedy Club on May 15th as well. Come out and see us on the road. We'd love to meet you.
Absolutely. And if you can tell, folks, at the time we're recording this, we don't have titles announced for those shows yet. But I can promise you those shows are going to be a lot of fun. And we will definitely be talking about a movie of some sort. So come out. More information on those shows over at WHMpodcast.com. That's going to do it for this week. Until next week, where we're talking about a movie I stunningly did not hate from last year, which is Saw X. I know. We'll get into it. Until then, I've been Andrew Jupe.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.